Over 60, the fish on your plate could be either healing your body or slowly harming it. Some are filled with toxins that speed up aging, while others protect your heart, brain, and energy. Don't miss the last fish. It's the ultimate superfood every senior should know about. Worst fish number 4, imported catfish. At first glance, catfish presents itself as an unassuming, even budget-friendly option, with its mild flavor and straightforward preparation making it a kitchen favorite for many. However, a silent menace lurks beneath its innocent facade if your catfish is imported, particularly from vast overseas farms nestled in certain regions of Asia. Here, it transforms into one of the most alarmingly contaminated choices you could invite onto your dining table. The heart of the issue stems directly from their overcrowded living conditions, where fish are packed so densely that disease proliferates with unsettling speed. To combat these rampant outbreaks, these catfish are heavily, even excessively, dosed with antibiotics. The truly frightening reality is that these antibiotics don't magically vanish. They permeate and accumulate within the fish's flesh, and upon consumption, inevitably make their way into your own system. For seniors whose immune systems often possess a heightened vulnerability, this incessant exposure contributes significantly to antibiotic resistance, rendering crucial medications less effective precisely when your body needs them most. But antibiotics merely scratch the surface of the problem. Independent laboratory tests on imported catfish have unearthed disturbing residues of banned chemicals and known carcinogens, substances that have no conceivable place in your food chain. These fish frequently inhabit and are cultivated in grossly polluted waters, acting as unwitting sponges that absorb industrial runoff and a dangerous cocktail of heavy metals, including mercury and lead. These toxins insidiously accumulate within your body over extended periods, and for older adults whose natural detoxification pathways operate with diminished efficiency, this quiet buildup escalates the risk of kidney impairment, severe neurological disorders, and even the insidious threat of cancer. Furthermore, there's another insidious issue: pervasive inflammation. Imported catfish are routinely sustained on unnatural diets predominantly composed of cheap corn and soy, a feeding regimen that creates a catastrophically high omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acid ratio in their flesh. While omega-6 fats are indeed essential in balanced amounts, their excessive presence, particularly without sufficient omega-3 counterparts, effectively pours gasoline onto the smoldering fires of inflammation within your body. For seniors already contending with the daily agony of arthritis, the precariousness of heart disease, or the unpredictable flares of autoimmune conditions, consuming this type of fish is akin to actively fueling their ailments. To add insult to injury, imported catfish are nutritionally lackluster compared to healthier alternatives, offering mere low-quality protein and almost none of the profound health-promoting nutrients one expects from premium seafood. This means you are essentially ingesting empty calories, burdened with substantial health risks, making that seemingly affordable catfish fillet a potentially enormous hidden cost to your long-term well-being. Therefore, if catfish remains a staple in your diet, make the informed, critical choice. Always opt for domestic US-farmed catfish, which adheres to far more rigorous regulations and vigilantly avoids the pervasive dangers associated with its imported counterparts. Worst fish number 3, tuna. For countless decades, tuna has commanded a revered status, celebrated as a paragon of healthy, lean protein, effortlessly transitioning from classic tuna salad sandwiches to comforting pasta dishes, establishing itself as a dietary cornerstone in millions of homes across America. However, for the discerning senior over 60, this beloved fish harbors a silent, insidious danger, an unseen threat capable of exacting a devastating toll on your most vital systems: your brain, your heart, and your delicate nervous system. The insidious culprit is mercury. Tuna, particularly the larger, more mature species like albacore, often labeled white tuna, and big-eye tuna, occupies a prominent, elevated position near the apex of the ocean's intricate food chain. Their extended lifespans, coupled with their predatory diet of smaller fish, means they relentlessly absorb and accumulate mercury year after painstaking year. Over time, these mercury levels inexorably concentrate within their muscle tissues. When you consume tuna, that mercury is not simply processed and eliminated. It persistently accumulates within your own bodily tissues, posing a particular threat to your brain and nervous system. While younger individuals might possess more robust detoxification systems capable of managing modest mercury exposure, for seniors whose natural detoxification processes inevitably slow with age, mercury becomes profoundly more hazardous. Comprehensive studies have conclusively demonstrated its capacity to trigger debilitating memory loss, unsettling confusion, persistent numbness, involuntary tremors, and erratic mood swings, a constellation of symptoms frequently and mistakenly attributed to normal aging or even early onset dementia. Imagine enduring increasing forgetfulness, a perpetual mental fog or emotional instability, and passively attributing it to age when the true perpetrator could be subtly poisoning you from within your very own tuna sandwich. The cardiovascular implications of mercury exposure are equally grave and concerning. Mercury exerts profound stress upon the heart and can catastrophically disrupt its normal electrical signaling, leading to irregular, potentially life-threatening heart rhythms and an alarmingly elevated risk of heart attack. A seminal study published in JAMA Neurology tragically unveiled that seniors with elevated mercury levels, primarily due to tuna consumption, faced up to a staggering 65% greater risk of precipitous cognitive decline. Such a profound statistic demands urgent attention. Perhaps the most shocking revelation is that an astonishing 99% of seniors remain completely oblivious to the fact that merely 2 servings of albacore or big-eye tuna per week can push their mercury exposure beyond what is unequivocally considered safe limits. This alarming truth signifies that millions of older adults, diligently striving to make a prudent dietary choice for their lunch or dinner, are unwittingly jeopardizing their long-term health and vitality. Even canned tuna, which many erroneously assume is entirely benign, does not escape this pervasive concern. While light tuna, typically skipjack, generally contains lower mercury levels than albacore, it still harbors enough to necessitate stringent moderation, particularly for individuals aged 60 and above. The inherent problem lies in the fact that canned tuna frequently morphs into a daily ritual for many seniors, driven by its undeniable convenience and affordability. However, with consistent, repeated exposure, mercury insidiously accumulates until irreversible damage manifests. So, does this unequivocally mean tuna must be forever banished from your plate? Not necessarily. The paramount imperative lies in unwavering awareness and diligent moderation. If tuna remains an indispensable pleasure, restrict your intake exclusively to canned light tuna, consume it in minuscule quantities, and limit its frequency to no more than once or, at most, twice a month. Yet, the undeniable truth is that a plethora of far safer, equally protein-rich and omega-3 replete fish options exist, without the added burden of heavy metals. For seniors passionately committed to safeguarding their precious memory, stabilizing their mood, and protecting their vital heart health, tuna simply fails to justify the inherent risk. The peril is invisible, the damage accumulates at a glacial pace, and by the time discernible symptoms finally emerge, it may already be irrevocably too late to reverse their insidious progression. It is for these compelling, critical reasons that tuna definitively secures its position on our curated list of the 4 most hazardous fish seniors should unequivocally avoid. Worst fish number 2, king mackerel. Mackerel presents a perplexing culinary conundrum, existing in 2 distinctly disparate varieties. The undeniably safe and nutritious options, such as Atlantic or Spanish mackerel, and the overtly dangerous and harmful type, known as king mackerel. Unfortunately, a vast number of seniors remain tragically unaware of this critical distinction, a lapse in knowledge that can silently yet profoundly jeopardize their precious brain health, their vital heart, and their overall well-being. Let us delineate precisely why king mackerel constitutes such a grave problem. King mackerel is characterized as a large, long-lived predatory fish. and a fundamental principle of aquatic biology dictates that the longer a fish exists and the higher it ranks within the intricate marine food chain, the greater the accumulation of pernicious toxins within its body. For king mackerel, the paramount and most alarming concern is its profoundly elevated mercury content, not just trace amounts, but notoriously significant levels. King mackerel is universally recognized for possessing some of the highest mercury concentrations of any fish commonly available for consumption. Why does this fundamental fact bear such immense weight for individuals traversing their golden years beyond 60? Mercury, a malevolent heavy metal, mercilessly attacks and infiltrates the brain and delicate nervous system. For seniors whose neural cells exhibit an intrinsic age-related vulnerability, mercury exposure possesses the chilling capacity to precipitously accelerate neurological decline. Consuming king mackerel, even on an infrequent basis of merely a few times monthly, can alarmingly propel your internal mercury levels beyond recognized safe thresholds. The devastating repercussions manifest as pronounced memory loss, debilitating tremors, formidable difficulties with concentration, erratic mood swings, and even the onset of clinical depression. Lamentably, many of these profound symptoms are all too frequently dismissed as an unavoidable facet of normal aging, when in stark reality they may be inextricably linked to the very food adorning your plate. The cardiovascular system likewise endures significant suffering. Mercury, with its corrosive nature, can severely damage the delicate linings of blood vessels, amplify oxidative stress, and catastrophically disrupt the intricate electrical signaling pathways within the heart. For seniors already diligently managing pre-existing conditions such as chronic high blood pressure, complex arrhythmias, or overt heart disease, the consumption of king mackerel is tantamount to igniting an accelerant to an already volatile situation. Indeed, compelling studies have conclusively forged a direct link between regular king mackerel consumption and a significantly augmented risk of both heart attack and debilitating stroke. To further compound this already precarious scenario, king mackerel frequently appears deceptively in grocery stores and restaurants under the innocuous generic label of mackerel. Unless one proactively and specifically interrogates the source, there exists a palpable risk of unknowingly consuming the hazardous variety. This insidious ambiguity translates into seniors genuinely believing they are making a healthful dietary choice by ordering grilled mackerel, while tragically and unknowingly inflicting silent harm upon themselves. Authoritative health bodies unequivocally corroborate these grave warnings. Both the FDA, Food and Drug Administration, and the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, issue explicit and emphatic admonitions to seniors, children, and pregnant women to avoid king mackerel entirely. It is one of the exceptionally few fish categorically placed on an absolute do not eat blacklist, solely due to its exceptionally perilous mercury content. The inherent risk amplifies even further for individuals grappling with pre-existing kidney or liver impairments, conditions that become notably more prevalent after the age of 60. These vital organs bear the primary responsibility for diligently filtering toxins from the body, but when their functionality is compromised, the body grapples ineffectually with the task of mercury elimination. Consequently, seniors afflicted with compromised kidney or liver function face an astronomically higher propensity for severe mercury poisoning, resulting directly from king mackerel ingestion. It is paramount to articulate the crucial distinction. Not all mackerel is deleterious. Atlantic mackerel and Spanish mackerel represent smaller species, harboring substantially lower mercury levels, rendering them not only safe but genuinely nutritious dietary options. However, king mackerel, that specific variant, is unequivocally best relegated far away from your dinner plate. The undeniable truth remains starkly clear. While mackerel, judiciously selected, can constitute a profoundly health-boosting fish, king mackerel stands as one of the most dire choices for seniors. Its prohibitively high mercury content possesses the sinister capacity to silently erode your cognitive prowess, destabilize the rhythm of your heart, and precipitously trigger neurological symptoms that disconcertingly mimic the inevitable process of aging. Should the unique flavor of mackerel hold a cherished place in your culinary preferences, there is no cause for alarm. A plethora of demonstrably safer alternatives will be meticulously delineated shortly. But when confronted with king mackerel, the most prudent and sagacious decision is unequivocally straightforward. Never, ever consume it. Worst fish. Number 1. Farmed tilapia. This revelation may undoubtedly elicit widespread surprise. Tilapia reigns as one of the most ubiquitously popular fish in American households, championed for its affordability, broad availability, and prevalent marketing as a paragon of lean, wholesome protein. Yet a stark, unsettling truth endures. Farmed tilapia ranks as arguably the singular worst fish a senior could possibly consume. And once the veil is lifted on the unpalatable reality of its cultivation, you will grasp precisely why a chorus of experts unequivocally deem it more detrimental to health than even red meat or the ubiquitous strips of bacon. The genesis of this problem originates profoundly in the cultivation methods employed for farmed tilapia. Across the vast majority of fish farming operations, tilapia are confined into cages or ponds with such an appalling degree of crowding that they are perpetually submerged in their own effluent, literally swimming amidst their own waste. This constitutes an ideal, nightmarish breeding ground for the explosive proliferation of pathogenic bacteria, insidious parasites, and debilitating diseases. To merely sustain the fish's existence under these undeniably filthy conditions, farmers frequently resort to the egregious and pervasive application of potent antibiotics, harsh pesticides, and robust antifungal agents. These myriad chemicals, disturbingly, do not merely evaporate into thin air. They insidiously accumulate within the fish's very tissues, inevitably making their ultimate journey into your own body upon consumption. For seniors whose delicate immune systems may already operate with diminished vigor and whose inherent bodily processes for detoxifying exogenous substances operate at a slower tempo, this constitutes a dangerously magnified burden. Even more unsettling is the demonstrably deplorable quality of the feed administered to these farmed fish. In a cynical bid to minimize operational costs, farmed tilapia are frequently sustained on an unconscionable diet that encompasses cheap, nutritionally devoid fillers such as corn, soy, and, alarmingly, even chicken waste. Yes, the feces of poultry is sometimes illicitly incorporated as a grotesque protein source. This egregiously unnatural diet fundamentally alters the very intrinsic structure of the fish's flesh, culminating in one of the most severely imbalanced omega fatty acid profiles of any food item regularly consumed by humans. To grasp the dire ramifications, consider this. The quintessential, physiologically optimal ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fatty acids within the human dietary framework hovers closely around an equitable 1.1 or a marginally permissible 2.1. In stark and terrifying contrast, the ratio observed in farmed tilapia can spiral to a catastrophically disproportionate 11:1. Why is such an imbalance intrinsically perilous? Omega-6 fatty acids, when present in excessive concentrations, behave precisely like gasoline being flung onto the raging inferno of inflammation within the human body. They relentlessly fuel a litany of debilitating conditions that seniors are already assiduously battling: the chronic agony of arthritis, the relentless progression of heart disease, the insidious onset of diabetes, and even the tragic neurological deterioration associated with Alzheimer's. Indeed, peer-reviewed studies have shockingly demonstrated that the consumption of tilapia can elevate systemic inflammatory markers within the human body more significantly than the ingestion of even bacon or hamburgers. Imagine harboring the deeply held conviction that you are making an exemplary, healthy choice by selecting tilapia, only to confront the devastating realization that it is, in fact, actively stoking chronic inflammation with a virulence that eclipses the negative effects of typical fast food. Yet the egregious revelations do not cease there. Meticulous testing conducted on farmed tilapia has disconcertingly revealed widespread contamination with dioxins, highly potent and pernicious industrial pollutants that accumulate persistently within adipose, fat tissue, and stubbornly persist within the human body for prolonged years. Dioxins have been definitively correlated with a heightened risk of various cancers, profound suppression of the vital immune system, and detrimental disruption of crucial hormonal balance. For seniors who are inherently more vulnerable to the insidious accumulation of toxins, this particular contamination carries an especially profound and concerning weight. Furthermore, unlike wild fish, which naturally develop firm, nutritionally dense flesh, farmed tilapia routinely contain conspicuously lower concentrations of intrinsically beneficial nutrients such as essential omega-3s, selenium, and vital vitamin B12. What ultimately remains is a fish that is fundamentally impoverished nutritionally and regrettably permeated with synthetic chemicals. It may satiate your hunger pangs, but it provides woefully little of the profound healing and protective benefits that should rightfully be expected from consuming fish. It is for these compelling reasons that discerning researchers have aptly characterized farmed tilapia as the nutritional junk food of the global seafood industry. It deceptively presents as a healthy option on the surface, but delivers a hidden corrosive cocktail of inflammation, insidious toxins, and vacuous calories. For seniors, the collective consequences can be devastating. An exacerbation of agonizing arthritis pain stemming from chronic pervasive inflammation, a significantly elevated risk of heart attack or stroke due to the perilous imbalance of unhealthy fats, a greater susceptibility to opportunistic infections due to antibiotic residues undermining the immune system, and a profound long-term cancer risk stemming from unrelenting dioxin accumulation. The most tragic dimension of this saga is that the vast majority of individuals consume tilapia with the misguided belief that they are making a safe, financially prudent choice. Yet, when one critically considers the readily available, far superior nutritional profiles of other affordable, truly wild-caught fish, such as diminutive sardines, lean cod, or succulent trout, there exists, quite simply, no justifiable rationale to willfully imperil your health with farmed tilapia. The definitive conclusion is simple and stark. If you are a senior beyond the age of 60 and harbor the profound desire to diligently safeguard your precious brain, your vital heart, and your cherished joints, you must unequivocally abstain from farmed tilapia altogether. It transcends mere nutritional neutrality. It is, quite literally, actively detrimental to your well-being. The judicious choice of safer, inherently cleaner, and more robustly nutritious fish could genuinely demarcate the pivotal difference between fueling chronic inflammation and actively fueling longevity. From dangerous waters to healing choices. Now, the sobering truth has been unveiled. It is profoundly clear not all fish are created equal. Some, like the deceptively innocuous farmed tilapia, or the ubiquitously imported catfish, may present a facade of harmlessness on your plate, yet beneath that superficial veneer, they cunningly conceal a cocktail of insidious toxins, dangerously imbalanced fats, and pernicious contaminants that surreptitiously chip away at the very foundations of your health. For seniors already navigating the complexities of chronic inflammation, the fragility of aging joints, or the disquieting onset of memory concerns, the ill-advised consumption of these detrimental fish can unequivocally tip the delicate scales, making the critical difference between the arduous path to healing and the unfortunate descent into irreversible harm. Yet, a powerful current of good news flows. Not all fish embody the villainous archetype. In a remarkable twist, the right varieties of fish emerge as veritable champions, constituting some of the most profoundly potent, healing superfoods you can strategically integrate into your diet after turning 60. These extraordinary fish are naturally endowed with an abundance of life-affirming omega-3s, masterfully soothing persistent inflammation. a rich tapestry of vital minerals that steadfastly protect your bones, an arsenal of robust antioxidants that form an impenetrable shield around your invaluable brain, and an impressive endowment of high-quality protein, indispensable for maintaining your muscular strength and unwavering balance. The most liberating aspect: these restorative fish are inherently clean, unequivocally safe, and most reassuringly, often surprisingly budget-friendly. There is no compelling need to deplete your life savings to lavish your body with the nutritional elements it truly yearns for. And when you meticulously choose your fish with judicious wisdom, you are not merely engaging in the transient act of preparing tonight's dinner. You are proactively making an enduring investment in the longevity of sharper vision, the reliability of steadier balance, the resilience of a robust memory, and the enduring rhythm of a heart that continues to beat with unwavering strength for many vibrant years to come. So, let us collectively abandon the hazardous list and embark forthwith upon a deeper dive into the unparalleled realm of the 4 absolute best fish for seniors over 60, commencing with an unsung hero that, despite often lingering in the shadows, indisputably deserves a place of permanence upon your treasured dinner table. The 4 most beneficial fish for seniors. Best fish number 4, wild-caught Pacific cod. When the notion of healthy fish first sparks in most minds, immediate thoughts instinctively gravitate towards the celebrated champions, salmon or tuna. Yet, discreetly lingering in the background is a nutritional colossus that justly warrants considerably more recognition: the unassuming yet immensely powerful wild-caught Pacific cod. This mild-flavored, delicately white fish may lack the flamboyant notoriety of its pink-fleshed, more globally renowned counterparts, but when measured against the crucial metric of senior health, its contribution is nothing short of punching demonstrably far above its perceived weight class. So, what precisely imbues Pacific cod with such profound significance for individuals navigating the complexities of life after 60? Let us delve into the compelling numerical realities. A single, generously portioned serving of wild-caught Pacific cod graciously delivers an impressive bounty of approximately 40 grams of complete, exceptionally high-quality protein, all while miraculously containing less than a paltry 2 grams of fat and a remarkably lean caloric count of only around 180 calories. This represents an almost impeccably perfect nutrient profile, meticulously tailored for seniors actively engaged in the valiant struggle against sarcopenia, the insidious, age-related decline and irreplaceable loss of muscle mass, a condition that impacts a staggering nearly 50% of all individuals beyond the age of 80. Without a consistent and abundant supply of lean, highly bioavailable protein, muscles inexorably atrophy, balance falters dangerously, and the precious fortress of personal independence regrettably begins to crumble away. In this critical context, cod valiantly steps forward as one of the most remarkably efficient protein sources readily available, offering profound muscular nourishment without overburdening the body with undesirable or unhealthy fats. But the inherent magic and profound benefits of Pacific cod extend far beyond its commendable protein content. This particular fish emerges as a veritable superstar when considering its generous endowment of selenium, an indispensable trace mineral that the vast majority of seniors notoriously fail to acquire in nearly sufficient quantities. Just one judiciously sized portion of cod furnishes in excess of 100% of your entire daily selenium requirement. Why does this singularly matter with such gravitas? Selenium operates like an intricate, microscopic yet remarkably robust shield, diligently safeguarding your cellular structures. It profoundly supports optimal thyroid function, thereby ensuring a stable and efficient metabolism. It robustly fortifies your entire immune system, providing formidable defense against pathogens, and it actively functions as an extraordinarily potent antioxidant, assiduously combating oxidative stress, the imperceptible corrosive rusting process that insidiously accelerates cellular aging within the depths of your very own body. And here is the unequivocal game changer. Groundbreaking NIH, National Institutes of Health, Research has unequivocally demonstrated that seniors maintaining consistently higher selenium levels demonstrably enjoy superior cognitive function and markedly diminished rates of a plethora of age-related diseases. Consequently, when your judicious culinary choice gravitates towards cod, you are not merely nurturing your muscles, you are proactively establishing an impregnable bastion of protection for your invaluable brain. Beyond its rich endowment of selenium, Pacific cod also thoughtfully supplies an abundance of phosphorus, which collaboratively partners with calcium to fortify your bones, rendering them remarkably dense and resilient against the devastating specter of fractures, alongside a generous provision of essential vitamin B12. This crucial nutrient becomes progressively harder for the aging body to efficiently absorb. Insufficient levels of B12 commonly lead many seniors to experience debilitating anemia, chronic fatigue, and pervasive nerve problems. Cod generously provides this vital nutrient in an entirely natural, profoundly absorbable form, thus providing your nervous system with the critical fuel it imperatively requires to meticulously sustain a sharp memory and foster a consistently stable mood. Now let us pivot to an absolutely paramount concern when contemplating seafood consumption: unparalleled purity. Numerous fish species embark on extended lifespans, dwelling prominently at the zenith of the marine food chain, and inevitably accumulate dangerous concentrations of mercury and other pernicious toxins throughout their prolonged existence. Cod, however, is fundamentally different. While Pacific cod leads a comparatively abbreviated existence within the pristine, invigoratingly cold waters off the Alaskan coast, meaning they naturally absorb a profoundly lesser quantity of environmental contaminants. To further compound its pristine profile, Alaska's robust cod fishery adheres to some of the most meticulously sustainable and vigilantly managed fishery practices on a global scale. This rigorous oversight ensures that you can confidently and regularly consume cod without the lurking anxieties of mercury overload or environmental culpability. Furthermore, if you have ever struggled with the discomfort of indigestion after indulging in fattier fish varieties, such as certain types of mackerel or some salmon, cod may very well prove to be a profoundly welcome respite. Its firm, delicately flaky texture is inherently light, remarkably gentle on the stomach, and generally remarkably well tolerated, even by individuals possessing particularly sensitive digestive systems. Of course, the precise method of preparation is paramount to unlocking cod's full spectrum of benefits. To ensure maximum nutrient retention and efficacy, meticulously avoid deep frying or grilling cod at excessively high temperatures, as these intense heat applications can regrettably damage its fragile proteins and precipitously reduce selenium potency. Instead, the optimally recommended methods involve gently baking or carefully steaming it at a moderate temperature. Complement it judiciously with a delicate drizzle of premium olive oil or a few thin slices of creamy avocado, and finish with a sprightly squeeze of fresh lemon juice. This considered approach not only significantly elevates the inherent flavor profile, but also actively aids your body in more efficiently absorbing its precious fat-soluble vitamins. The irrefutable bottom line is crystalline clear. Wild-caught Pacific cod, though perhaps lacking in visual ostentation, stands as one of the most remarkably efficient, immaculately clean, and profoundly senior-friendly proteins you can judiciously place upon your plate. It robustly strengthens vital muscle tissue, meticulously safeguards the delicate brain, proactively supports optimal thyroid function, and steadfastly guards against the pervasive scourge of oxidative damage, all encapsulated within a remarkably low-calorie, commendably low-toxin package. For seniors who harbor a fervent and unwavering commitment to remaining unequivocally strong, perpetually sharp, and resolutely independent, this humble fish undeniably represents a quiet hero unequivocally worthy of regular inclusion in their dietary regimen. Best fish number 3, sardines. At first fleeting glance, sardines might appear rather unassuming, merely tiny fish compactly ensconced within small, unassuming cans, and often unfairly overshadowed by more ostensibly glamorous seafood choices such as salmon or tuna. However, prepare for a revelation. The astonishing truth is that sardines are one of the most profoundly potent superfoods that seniors can and absolutely should regularly consume. Do not, under any circumstances, allow their modest stature to mislead you. These seemingly insignificant fish carry an enormous, unparalleled reservoir of health benefits, particularly when meticulously considered for individuals beyond the age of 60. Let us begin with their most universally celebrated claim to fame, their extraordinary concentration of omega-3 fatty acids. Sardines unequivocally stand as one of the richest natural unprocessed sources of omega-3s on the entire planet, consistently delivering a more substantial amount per serving than nearly any other type of fish. Why is this fact of such profound and monumental importance for older adults? As we progressively age, our bodies naturally augment their production of pro-inflammatory compounds, and this pervasive, often silent inflammation is the clandestine orchestrator behind chronic joint pain, the debilitating progression of arthritis, the relentless march of heart disease, the insidious calcification of clogged arteries, and even the disheartening decline in cognitive function. The unparalleled omega-3s, meticulously concentrated within sardines, especially the critical EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid compounds, act as diligent, microscopic firefighters within your cellular structures. They actively cool down the smoldering embers of chronic inflammation, meticulously enhance crucial blood flow throughout the circulatory system, and create a resilient protective shield around your vital arteries. This is not mere conjecture. Robust scientific studies consistently affirm that seniors who routinely incorporate fatty fish like sardines into their diet, at least twice per week, demonstrably experience significantly reduced rates of cardiovascular disease, revel in markedly improved mobility, and even exhibit a noticeably more stable and harmonious emotional disposition. But this is merely the commencement of their multifaceted benefits. Sardines also emerge as one of the precious few natural dietary sources of vitamin D, an essential nutrient that subtly yet significantly becomes more challenging to procure in sufficient quantities after the age of 60. Our aging skin regrettably loses its inherent efficiency in converting exposure to sunlight into metabolically active vitamin D, resulting in an alarming number of seniors unknowingly succumbing to profound deficiency. This widespread deficiency precipitates weakened bones, a dramatically elevated risk of falls, painfully protracted healing times, and even the oppressive cloud of clinical depression. Merely one humble can of sardines provides approximately 40% of your entire daily vitamin D requirements. Combine this extraordinary provision with the abundant calcium and phosphorus embedded within their conveniently soft, entirely edible bones, and you have synthesized the quintessential trio for impregnable bone strength. Consider this profoundly beneficial aspect. Every single delectable bite of sardines not only delivers readily available calcium, but it provides calcium in its most profoundly bioavailable form, easily absorbed and synergistically paired with the precise constellation of nutrients that meticulously ensure its firm adherence to your bones. For seniors understandably consumed with the anxieties of debilitating fractures, the life-altering consequence of hip breaks, or the insidious progression of osteoporosis, sardines function as an invaluable, indispensable nutritional insurance policy. And here resides an often overlooked truth that evades the awareness of most individuals. Sardines occupy the very lowest stratum of the marine food chain. Instead of preying on larger fish, they sustain themselves by consuming plankton. This pivotal dietary preference signifies that they accumulate virtually no measurable mercury or other pernicious heavy metals. In stark contradistinction to larger, apex predatory fish like tuna or king mackerel, this renders sardines one of the cleanest, unequivocally safest fish for seniors to integrate consistently into their diet, devoid of any anxieties pertaining to toxic bioaccumulation. Beyond their abundant endowment of omega-3s, vitamin D, and calcium, sardines are also richly replete with vitamin B12, a nutrient that becomes progressively more difficult for the body to absorb as it ages. Chronically low B12 levels can unfortunately manifest as pervasive fatigue, disconcerting memory loss, and a spectrum of nerve-related complications. Sardines proffer this indispensable nutrient in profusion, diligently maintaining the sharpness and efficiency of your nervous system and effectively circumventing the distressing foggy-headed sensation that plagues so many older adults. And let us not disregard their significant contribution of high-quality protein. Sardines ingeniously pack a punch with complete, eminently digestible protein that robustly assists seniors in assiduously maintaining vital muscle mass, an absolutely critical determinant in proactively preventing debilitating falls, steadfastly preserving cherished independence, and maintaining an actively vibrant metabolism. Researchers have even discerned that seniors who regularly consume sardines exhibit superior cardiovascular health, possess unequivocally stronger bones, and enjoy a palpably enhanced mental clarity compared to their counterparts who neglect this diminutive wonder fish. That is an exceptional return on investment for such a minuscule, unpretentious fish. Of course, their preparation is blissfully straightforward. Canned sardines can be relished directly from the tin, effortlessly integrated into a vibrant salad, delectably mashed with ripe avocado onto a slice of wholesome whole-grain toast, or artfully stirred into pasta complemented by a fragrant drizzle of olive oil and a medley of fresh herbs. Due to their remarkable shelf stability, their impressive affordability, and their exceptional versatility, sardines stand as one of the most accessible and efficacious conduits for consistently incorporating invaluable omega-3s and potent bone-strengthening nutrients into your daily dietary regimen. Best fish number 2, wild-caught Alaskan salmon. If there exists a singular fish that nutritional luminaries and health practitioners across the globe consistently anoint as a bona fide medicinal food, it is, unequivocally, wild-caught Alaskan salmon. For discerning seniors, this fish transcends mere nutritional sustenance. It embodies a profound life-altering power. Every succulent bite bestows a potent and synergistic amalgamation of nutrients that collaboratively fortify your heart, sharpen your brain, preserve your muscles, and bolster your immune system in ways that few, if any, other foods can possibly rival. The foremost attribute that catapults salmon to its distinguished prominence is its unparalleled omega-3 content. And crucially, we speak not of just any omega-3s, but specifically the two most intrinsically valuable and biologically active types, EPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid. These specific fatty acids are not merely beneficial for brain health. They are absolutely fundamental and indispensable for optimal neurological function. Indeed, groundbreaking research originating from the prestigious University of Pittsburgh definitively uncovered that seniors exhibiting higher circulating DHA blood levels possessed larger, more robust brain volumes and demonstrated consistently superior memory performance when compared to their peers with demonstrably lower DHA concentrations. This scientific revelation emphatically signifies that salmon does not merely decelerate the insidious progression of brain decline. It actively facilitates your brain's remarkable capacity to remain exceptionally sharp and resilient, even well into your septuagenarian and octogenarian decades. And its profound impact certainly does not cease at the brain. Omega-3s also stand as extraordinarily potent anti-inflammatory agents. They masterfully quell chronic inflammation, which undeniably contributes to the grinding agony of arthritis, the debilitating stiffness of aging joints, the precarious condition of clogged arteries, and even the unwelcome discomfort of poor circulation in the extremities. Rigorous clinical studies have unequivocally demonstrated that the consistent consumption of wild salmon, even just twice per week, can significantly diminish systemic C-reactive protein levels, a pivotal biomarker of inflammation directly implicated in the pathogenesis of heart disease and chronic joint pain. For seniors persistently struggling with daily aches and a perpetual sense of bodily unease, this strategic dietary inclusion can engender a truly perceptible and welcome difference. Now let us shift our focus to the equally critical aspect of protein. As we naturally progress through the aging continuum, our bodies become regrettably less efficient at optimally utilizing the dietary protein we consume. This unfortunate biological reality explains why a distressing number of seniors continue to experience an irreversible loss of precious muscle mass, a debilitating condition scientifically termed sarcopenia, even if they genuinely believe their protein intake is adequate. The unequivocal solution to this formidable challenge lies in the consistent provision of high-quality, inherently bioavailable protein, the very type your body can effortlessly break down and efficiently harness for physiological utility. Wild-caught salmon graciously provides approximately 40 grams of this premium-grade protein per single serving, effectively supplying your muscle tissue with the precise raw materials it imperatively requires to maintain formidable strength, reliably support balance, and proactively avert the pervasive threat of dangerous falls. Yet, here lies a captivating secret that eludes the awareness of most individuals. The mesmerizing, vibrant pink-orange hue so characteristic of wild salmon is not merely aesthetically pleasing. It is directly attributable to the presence of a truly rare and extraordinarily potent antioxidant known as astaxanthin. This remarkably powerful compound acts as an impenetrable armor for your precious cells, meticulously protecting them from the destructive onslaught of oxidative stress, the internal cellular rust that relentlessly wears down your body's intricate machinery as you gradually age. Studies convincingly demonstrate that astaxanthin not only significantly reduces systemic inflammation, but also proactively supports profound skin elasticity, enhances vital eye health, and even boosts physical endurance. Wild salmon further distinguishes itself through its rich endowment of crucial micronutrients that seniors frequently lack. It is abundantly replete with selenium, a vital trace element that synergistically interacts with vitamin E to diligently protect your heart and appreciably mitigate cancer risk. It provides both vitamin B12 and B6, both indispensable for robust nerve health and efficient energy metabolism. And it is a stellar source of vitamin D, essential for fortifying strong bones and providing a significant uplift to your overall immune system. What profoundly sets wild-caught Alaskan salmon apart, rendering it especially safe when compared to its farmed counterparts, is its exemplary purity. Alaskan salmon are afforded the liberty to swim unencumbered in pristine, frigid waters and subsist on a completely natural diet, which unequivocally translates into inherently low concentrations of nefarious contaminants such as mercury and PCBs, polychlorinated biphenyls, toxins regrettably prevalent in commercially farmed salmon. The precise culinary technique employed to prepare salmon profoundly influences its maximum nutrient retention. For optimal nutritional value, opt to bake, steam, or gently grill it at moderate temperatures. Pair it exquisitely with a medley of vibrant vegetables and a delicate drizzle of premium olive oil, and you will have orchestrated a meal that not only delights the palate, but also comprehensively supports remarkable longevity, formidable strength, and exceptional brain power. Best fish number 1, rainbow trout. When individuals ponder the very pinnacle of healthy fish, wild-caught salmon usually monopolizes all the well-deserved accolades and glory. However, if you find yourself traversing life's rich tapestry beyond the age of 60, there exists a quiet, unassuming champion of the aquatic world that unequivocally merits the crown, rainbow trout. Why? Because this exceptional fish masterfully synthesizes the myriad nutritional benefits characteristic of salmon, the lean advantages of cod, and the dense micronutrient profile of sardines, all while proudly maintaining its status as one of the cleanest and safest fish you could ever hope to consume. The primary distinguishing attribute that unequivocally sets rainbow trout apart is its unimpeachable safety profile. Unlike a significant proportion of commercially farmed fish, which are cruelly overcrowded, heavily inundated with prophylactic antibiotics, and fed grossly unnatural substandard diets, rainbow trout meticulously cultivated within the United States are subject to remarkably stringent regulations. These domestic trout are assiduously raised in pristine, meticulously managed freshwater systems, characterized by painstakingly controlled environmental conditions. This meticulous approach unequivocally means you can wholeheartedly enjoy trout without the persistent anxiety concerning lurking mercury, ubiquitous environmental pollutants, or the presence of surreptitious, undisclosed chemicals. This makes trout one of the most consistently reliable and unequivocally trustworthy choices for seniors profoundly concerned about the insidious accumulation of toxins within their precious biological systems. Yet the true enchantment and profound power of rainbow trout reside deeply within its exceptional omega-3 content. A single standard serving of this remarkable fish generously delivers approximately 1,000 milligrams of essential omega-3 fatty acids, an amount perfectly calibrated within the optimal sweet spot for comprehensive heart protection. These vital omega-3s do not merely retain the pliancy and flexibility of your arteries. They are profoundly instrumental in the pervasive reduction of chronic inflammation, recognized as the insidious root cause underlying a plethora of age-related conditions, such as the debilitating pain of arthritis, the stiffness that afflicts aging joints, and even the insidious erosion of cognitive faculties. Moreover, trout is not merely a powerhouse of omega-3s, it is also lavishly endowed with a wealth of crucial minerals that seniors are frequently and desperately deficient in. Take, for instance, potassium. This is of immense significance. Nearly 70% of seniors beyond the age of 60 grapple with the relentless burden of high blood pressure. Potassium diligently functions to neutralize and balance excessive sodium, thereby intrinsically aiding in the natural regulation of blood pressure and proactively mitigating the formidable risk of stroke. Phosphorus synergistically collaborates hand in hand with calcium to robustly fortify bones and steadfastly prevent fractures. Iron actively amplifies red blood cell production, providing vital assistance in combating chronic fatigue. And zinc, an indispensable mineral, is critically vital for robust immune function, efficient wound healing, and crucially, for diligently preserving our precious senses of taste and smell as we gracefully navigate the aging process. Furthermore, the impressive B vitamin profile of trout deserves special commendation. Trout is notably rich in niacin, also known as vitamin B3, which proficiently supports inherently healthy cholesterol levels by commendably elevating HDL, the beneficial good cholesterol, while concurrently reducing LDL, the deleterious bad cholesterol. Seniors who consistently achieve adequate niacin intake are consequently positioned at a measurably lower risk for cardiovascular disease, representing a significant victory for pervasive heart health. To compound these benefits, it boasts a substantial dose of B12, an imperative nutrient that rigorously maintains the proper functioning of your nerves and crucially aids in preempting the chronic fatigue and disconcerting brain fog that an alarmingly high number of individuals unfortunately experience after crossing the age of 60. Another veritable hidden gem residing within rainbow trout is its generous vitamin E content. This formidable antioxidant vigilantly safeguards cell membranes from pernicious damage and robustly underpins comprehensive immune defense. When synergistically combined with its impressive omega-3 and selenium concentrations, vitamin E creates an formidable triple shield, steadfastly protecting against the insidious assault of oxidative stress and age-related systemic decline. And let us not overlook one of its most pragmatically valuable benefits: its effortless digestibility. Trout's inherently mild flavor and its tender, beautifully flaky texture render it remarkably easy to digest. For seniors who occasionally perceive other fish as excessively oily, too pungently flavored, or overly fibrous in texture, trout offers a wonderfully gentle alternative on the stomach while concurrently delivering world-class, uncompromising nutrition. Finally, the culinary versatility of rainbow trout is simply outstanding. You can effortlessly bake it, gracefully pan-sear it, or even skillfully grill it with an aromatic medley of herbs and a zesty squeeze of lemon. It magnificently adapts to an array of diverse cooking methodologies without ever sacrificing its potent nutritional integrity. This adaptability fundamentally implies you are far less susceptible to culinary boredom, preventing a regrettable relapse into less healthy eating habits. The bottom line is unequivocally clear. Rainbow trout epitomizes the ultimate senior-friendly fish. It is pristine, inherently safe, profoundly nutrient-rich, and undeniably delicious. It comprehensively supports your invaluable heart, your brilliant brain, your strong bones, and your resilient immune system, all in one extraordinary package. If there is but one fish you could consistently and regularly integrate into your diet to gracefully age stronger and maintain vibrant health, rainbow trout indisputably warrants that coveted #1 position. Final conclusion and a call to action. So, there you have it. The full, unvarnished truth about navigating the world of fish after you've celebrated your 60th birthday. Some choices can silently yet insidiously erode your precious heart, brain, and joints, relentlessly infusing your body with insidious toxins and a cascade of inflammation, gradually stripping away your vitality. Yet others, veritable champions from the deep, possess the remarkable capacity to profoundly nourish every single cell within your being, vigilantly safeguard your priceless memory, and magically restore the vibrant energy and enduring strength you might have once believed were irretrievably lost. The choice presented before you is starkly simple, yet profoundly impactful. Persist in consuming the detrimental fish, and the cumulative risks, stroke, debilitating memory loss, searing joint pain, even the relentless acceleration of biological aging will quietly, insidiously accumulate. But make the judicious, informed selection of the right fish, embracing treasures like wild salmon, sardines, cod, or the magnificent rainbow trout, and you are, quite literally, actively providing your body with powerful medicine every single week. What you deliberately choose to place on your plate today intrinsically determines the quality of your life tomorrow. It is the crucial determinant of whether you will possess the foundational strength to effortlessly carry your own groceries, maintain the cognitive sharpness required to fully savor rich conversations with loved ones, and foster the unwavering confidence to live with unshakable independence well into your 70s, 80s, and gloriously beyond. Remember, you are under no obligation to revolutionize your entire diet overnight. Start with modest, manageable steps. Simply swap out just one problematic, dangerous fish for one deeply healing, restorative one. Commit to adding merely 1 or 2 servings of the right kind of pristine seafood to your weekly meals. Over time, these seemingly small, consistent steps will coalesce, cumulatively building towards a future where you palpably feel stronger, undeniably clearer, and remarkably more alive than you thought possible. At its Better Health, we vehemently uphold the conviction that aging should never, under any circumstances, equate to decline. With the astute adoption of the right, evidence-based choices, your absolute best, most vibrant years can undeniably still lie powerfully ahead of you. If you found this illuminating video genuinely helpful, please consider pressing that like button, sharing this vital information with a friend or loved one who cherishes seafood, and most importantly, subscribing to It's Better Health so you never miss the empowering science-backed insights and transformative tips we diligently prepare and release next. And now, I eagerly await your thoughts. What fish do you find yourself consuming most often? And, after assimilating these critical insights today, will you strategically adjust your dinner plans? Kindly drop your thoughtful answers and reflections in the comments section below. I diligently read and make every effort to personally reply to as many as I possibly can. Here's to making discerning, science-backed choices for your health, and here's to an empowered future of living stronger for longer.